Balance is what we all need. Balance in our life is the most seeker, and some argue against it. Not just work-life balance. By saying balance, I mean being able and doing balance between making it happen and letting it happen. Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to answer this most asked question: how to balance our life. So let's begin and watch till the end. The symbolism of the cross, or one of them, the cross, the intersection of the vertical and horizontal dimension. And that's a useful reminder for our life, so that at any time you don't lose your connectedness with the vertical dimension, which opens up the present moment, which we could call the being dimension. In that vertical dimension, you're already whole, complete. There's nothing to add because that is your essence. The everlasting essence of who you are, and how you are linked to the source of all life, and how you are linked to the source eternally. It's an emanation of the source, or whatever name you want to call, what I now refer to as the source, the origin. So there's your connection to source, and that is your oneness with source, which can only be found in the vertical dimension, also known as the being dimension. When you become present, it opens up. There is a pause in the stream of thought, no matter how long it lasts, and a space, an inner spaciousness emerges, and you realize the depth of who you are as a result of that. But there's no conceptual realization. There's simply a silent knowledge, a silent recognition of who you are as a person, a presence, vertical. And the horizontal dimension is the dimension. We could call it the doing. It includes thinking, because thinking is a kind of doing also. So the moment you move into thinking, you're in the horizontal dimension. And then doing, also thinking, then becomes doing. You do something. In order to do something, immediately time needs to come in. You need time. Whatever you do, you need time. Even to make a cup of tea, you need time to make it. Any doing. Thinking also requires time. So time comes in. That's part of the horizontal dimension. You need time there. Time has two polarities. That time, on the one hand, it enables you to grow. It enables you to evolve here in this dimension, but to acquire new knowledge, new experiences, to try things out. And as a person, you can become more mature. You can acquire more knowledge. But if there's a continuous lack of vertical, then the limitations of the person will increase as you, the older you get, you realize that whatever you achieve on the horizontal dimension has enormous limitations and are ultimately never fulfilled. But it's not to be denied you here. You need the horizontal also, and you need to give it, you need to honor it. You can't just say, okay, I'm not going to be bothered with anything anymore because it's all future. Nothing. Just leave me alone. I just want the vertical. You can't do that. Then the horizontal I mentioned will make demands upon you. And if you don't challenge yourself, it will challenge you. And even if you challenge yourself, it will still challenge you. So that's it. These dimensions, the art of living, is to bring the two together so that when you're engaged in thinking and doing, you don't completely lose yourself in the thinking and doing. And then you give an importance to the world, an absolute importance to the things of the world, including your possessions and your achievements, whatever it may be, the economic situation. You place an inordinate amount of value on material things. The world will then absorb you, and you will become lost in it. And that is a dreadful fate. There's a distinction to be made between honoring the things of this world and giving them absolute importance that they don't deserve. They have a relative importance, so you need to deal with it. But at the same time, know that there is something more fundamental. It doesn't exclude that. But there's something more fundamental, and that is the being. The being which is the consciousness of you. But that you is not the person. So the great thing about things going wrong on the horizontal dimension, which happens from time to time, you might have noticed in your personal life or in the collective, things go no matter how careful you are, no matter how many insurance policies you have and pension plans. There's nothing wrong with these things, but no matter what, the world will challenge you. And you will notice there's something unstable about the world. There's something unstable about people. You trust in this person and that person, and then suddenly they turn into everybody else. No matter wherever you go, you find an element, small and very often big, an element of instability. And then after a while, When that's all you know, you become distrustful of the world and of people, too, because you never know what they're going to do next, because you've trusted so many men or women, and then say, I don't want to know of men. Whether it's men or women, doesn't matter. I've trusted them and they always disappoint me. As the Buddha always recognized, every situation and every person. If that's all you know, and if you give absolute importance to it, and you demand that it should satisfy you and make you happy, whether it's a person or situation will disappoint you, disillusioned, and then you become, that's a wonderful world. I'm disillusioned. Well, that must be a good thing because it's the end of an illusion. I'm so disillusioned for this world and people, and then people formulate weird theories on the basis of that around the world, and they can tell you how bad it is. So that's important to remember. The horizontal. I mentioned whatever happens here in this world will let you down. If you give it an absolute importance, it'll let you down. And if you don't give it an absolute importance because you are connected to the vertical, out of which emanates, it's a continuous source of satisfaction of the beingness of you, then yes, the world may still let you down, but it doesn't matter very much anymore. It doesn't make you unhappy. You're quite okay with recognizing the limitations of the things of this world. If you don't become unhappy and you don't judge people on the basis of behavior they manifest as part of their mental, emotional conditioning. You don't confuse the mental, emotional conditioning of a human being with who they essentially are. You can look beyond that dimension because that is part of the horizontal, and you can look deeper, and that's a wonderful liberation. But that can only happen if you're connected to the vertical. If you're able to become still and present, it doesn't matter how long. But you find these inner spaces of Buddhist awareness, where thinking is replaced with awareness of presence, and then you look, a totally different way of looking at another human being, through the veil of thinking. Even if you've accumulated a lot of psychological knowledge, when you look at another human being, the psychological knowledge, which there's a lot of truth in it, but it's very limited. All you're recognizing is the conditioning of that human being that makes up the person. And so you're looking at it through the veil of thinking, and then you let go of that. And then you look at a human being through awareness or presence, and there's no conceptualization. There's a deep knowledge, and you can kind of penetrate into the essence of who they are, but only if it comes. The ability comes from your essence. And there's only one essence. You are the opposite. Then there's the recognition of the other as one with you, which you are in your essence because you both originate from the same source. So you're not one of them up here, but you're one of them down below. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more videos.